Hi there folks, I'm Captain Monte with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report. Last week there was a school of reds right here at the point in Lillian, and just working back and forth from the lighthouse all the way back. There's been a lot of boats sitting on there, so just be courteous if you do get in there with them. They've been kind of moving back and forth from the lighthouse all the way over to Harbor Island. So if you can put on your depth finder, or if you're up in that shallow water, just look for the school. They've been eating live mullet, cut mullet, or even live shrimp, just freelining. Out here in front, we've been catching mangrove snapper. We've been catching slot reds through here. There've also been a few sheepheads starting to show up, so we've been kind of working out in front and on the side. All this little area has been holding good fish. There's a lot of bait fish in the water right now. The water clarity is looking good. We also been coming out here in front of the lighthouse on this old shipwreck over here by the barge docks. Been using our trolling motors, just anchoring up. Live shrimp seems to be working for the mangrove snappers. We've been also catching sheephead through here. Cut mullet or live mullet's been catching the redfish. So there's a lot of fish right now all around Port Aransas. If the winds are down, we've been coming out to the jetties and working on the points. Early in the morning, we've been catching good-sized speckled trout on the points on both sides. We've also still been tarpon rolling out here. We've been hooking a couple. Haven't landed any this week, but the tarpon are there. A lot of bait fish. The slot reds are here right now. The sheephead are here. We've been also catching a few red snapper, right there on that 15, 16-inch mark. So all around the jetties right now, been holding good fish, and everything is starting to come in or moving out. So if you got good calm winds and a slow current, that's where I'd be posting up to get my fish. If you can find live croaker down here in front of Brown Root Flats, up all along this shoreline, first thing in the morning, with live croaker, we've been catching still good numbers of trout through here on both sides. So there's still good numbers of trout coming in. Live croaker seems to be the ticket. If you get out here on these rocks that they put in a couple years ago, especially with the north wind like it has been changing from the west or the north, we've been working this area all along these rocks and getting good numbers of trout through here. I've also been getting a few mixed in reds. If you come around the point of Mustang and start working this edge out from this spoil bank, being numbers of trout through here, and then as the sun comes up, we've been kind of going in and working the edges of the shoreline, and been getting good numbers of redfish through here. Live mullet or cut mullet's been the ticket. What I've been doing is just going with my trolling motor real slow, find that bait. Once you find that school of mullet, them redfish are right there following them. So good fish all the way down to Flato. You can come into Flato with dead shrimp or live shrimp. All the way back here in the back, we've been catching some black drum back here in the back. It takes a little time to find them. What I've been doing is putting on my depth finder and just going until I see that school of black drum. When I do that, then I post up. Try not to make too much noise. Try to keep it quiet and try not to spook the school. You'll keep them right there with you. On the edge of this Flato, up in these coves, up against these mangroves, there's a lot of bait back in here in Flato right now. So first thing in the morning or later part of the evening, been getting good numbers of redfish all around Flato, just working these edges, these back little coves. Work it slow. You might not get them fired up right off the bat, but if you give them 15, 20 minutes, you'll be able to get you some fish right there. I've also been getting a few flounder back here in the back, so Flato is a good time of the year to post up and see what variety of fish you can get back here. If you're coming out of Port Aransas or Aransas Pass, out here in front of Barry, up on this shell bank, there have been good numbers of redfish out here on this shell. If you have croaker, we've been catching still trout over here on this shell bottom. But the redfish are still hanging right through here also. Live mullet has been the ticket. If you come on down and work it right there where them rocks start coming out on on the edge of this island through here, there's a reef right out here, oyster reef. And we've been getting good numbers of redfish all through here. Live mullet or cut mullet has been the ticket, or if you have ladyfish, cut ladyfish has been working. Also all the way down these rocks, down to the point. We've been catching good numbers of trout still through here, mixed in with redfish. Live croaker or live shrimp, just freelining. Out here in front of the piers, we've been getting good numbers of redfish. They've been up against the pier. We've also been catching mangrove snappers right up against the pier. If you get away from the pier and you have croaker or shrimp, work this breakwater right where it's breaking, where that white water's at. That's where them trout been hanging off at. So all of these piers are still holding good fish. Portland shoreline this time of the year when the fish are migrating, good place to ambush them. So all the way down on these piers been holding good fish. Indian Point, they did open up that new pier down here. So those of you that not in a boat, you can get out of here on Indian Point Pier, black drum, mid part of the day, speckled trout, early in the morning or later part of the evening. So if you haven't been out there, go check it out. These rocks right here on the other side of the pier have been holding good redfish in the cuts that break in between them rocks. I've been using live mullet or cut mullet. That's been the ticket. If you do have a boat and you want to run out, and if it's calm enough, get out here on these platforms. These platforms this time of the year have been holding bull reds. We've been catching black drum. We've been catching speckled trout. We've also caught some triple tail out here this time of the year. So just pick you one of these wells, have your depth finder on, go around that well with your depth finder, and once you locate the school of the fish, then set your trolling motor on anchor mode or set the anchor out and start working it for 30, 45 minutes. There's good fish out here on all these wells out here in Corpus Christi Bay right now. Just make sure it's calm with this weather the way it is. Them storms come in, it does make that bay pretty rough. So be cautious when you're out here. Pick you a good day. Kind of make sure you got some kind of tidal flow out here. If you do all those things, you'll be able to get you some fish. Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Monte Graham.